Got some soul harmonies at number 13 on my fantasy playlist, down from number 2 the previous week. Down, excuse me, got a slight cold, just bear with me. A little bit fatigued too, as it is early in the morning here in Tuscaloosa. It is, well, 6 past 2 a.m. in the morning, Wednesday morning. But let's carry on this countdown of my fantasy playlist of October 26, 1996. This is As Yet with Last Night at number 13. As Yet, one of the they were the great harmonizing groups, the all-male soul groups back in the 90s. There was Shy, remember Shy? And there was Boys to Men, and there was Silk. Remember Freak Me by Silk back in 1993? Yes, man, they throwing down back in the day. Yes. Solo, remember the group Solo? Something like Tell Me Where to Put It or something like that. Yes, some jams right there. Well, As Yet, they formed in 1989. It started out with two guys, Sean Riviera. I believe I pronounced his last name right. It's like Gerardo Riviera, but it's Sean Riviera and Dion Allen, and they were kind of the nucleus of As Yet. They added about 5 other guys. Now keep in mind the group kind of fluctuated. Some members left and came and went over the years, but basically about 4 or 5 or 6 guys were in that group As Yet. They cut a demo. The demo made its way to Kenneth Edmonds, the legendary Kenneth Edmonds, aka Babyface. Babyface was impressed. He asked him to sing in a concert, As Yet to sing in a concert with After 7. Remember After 7? Can't Stop, late summer 1990. Remember that one? After 7 and El DeBarge. And they got a deal. They were signed to L.A. to LaFace Records, which was run by L.A. Reid in partnership with Babyface at the time. Boy, these guys, they were red hot, dude. I mean, this was in Atlanta. I mean, this was like, they basically kind of turned Atlanta into an epicenter of soul and hip hop. L.A. Reid and Babyface. But anyway, As Yet appeared on a movie. It was a remake of The Nutty Professor. The Nutty Professor originally came out in 1963, which featured Eddie Murphy. Which starred Jerry Lee. The original version of The Nutty Professor starred Jerry Lewis. Oh gosh, this fatigue's catching up with me. And then the remake in 1996 starred Eddie Murphy. And As Yet's Last Night went to number, what's it? I wrote down the chart position. I believe it went to number 7 or number 8 on Billboard's Hot 100, number 9 on Billboard's Hot 100. It was a pretty big one for them. And then, now here's the thing, their debut album came out in 1996. Heavyweights appeared on that album. Sheila E. played on that album. Brian McKnight, it was a middle-of-the-road R&B performer back in the 90s. He was very big back in the day, too. He was on this album, and David Foster, producer David Foster, was on this album, of course, with Babyface as well. After Last Night, they As Yet came out with a remake of Chicago's Hard to Say I'm Sorry, a 1982 hit by Chicago, which, by the way, was written by Peter Cetera and David Foster. The original version of Hard to Say I'm Sorry was produced by David Foster, who worked on this album with As Yet. One of the music heavyweights on this album. And by the way, eventually, by the time they came out with Last Night, As Yet added Mark Nelson to the group. Mark Nelson of Boys to Men. That was a big move right there. I believe that's all I got to say. Just trying to wade through all this chicken scratch right here. As you can see, my penmanship is world class. Oh my goodness. Maybe one day it'll wind up in the Smithsonian Institute, but more than likely it's going to wind up in the dumpster somewhere in the very near future. All right, we got As Yet at number 13 with Last Night.